So when we prepare the notes for this section, that's when I figure out what day it is. And so today is National Carrot Cake Day. And then this morning I was making breakfast in the kitchen, and she who shall not be named, Alexa, is playing Big Cheese this morning, and they usually go when, well, the time that I make the breakfast is when they talk about what kind of days it is today. And so then they were talking about Carrot Cake Day and how you appreciate carrot cake you appreciate carrot cake more the older you get. And so it's National Carrot Cake Day. I don't know why I had to tell you that story, but story of my life this morning. And typically when I'm listening to Big Cheese tell me all about what days it is, then I make sure that my day is on there too, so that we know. So there is a warm up for you to do. Please do so at this time. The first one, go bring it up. So angle B is 32 degrees, side B is 5, side A is 7, so that means that this would be angle A. We'll call that angle C. So according to this, we are in an angle side case. So we need to check the height. I don't know why the E kind of, have the brakes. Here we go again. Doesn't like that bottom row on my. So we need to check the height. So I'm going to drop a height in here. We'll call that H. So then the sine of 32 degrees is equal to H over 7. So that means then that my height is 7 sines of 32 degrees. So that means then that my height is 3.709. So because the opposite side is bigger than the height, that means what? 2 triangles. Yep. So in our first triangle, we would go sine of 32 degrees all over 5 is equal to the sine of angle A all over 7. Which would mean then that the sine of angle A would be 7 sines of 32 degrees all over 5. Which means then that angle A sub 1 this is, because we're on our first triangle. Angle A sub 1 then would be the inverse sine of that, which is 47.8924 degrees. Which then means that angle C sub 1 is going to be 180 degrees minus 32 degrees minus 47.8924 degrees, which means that angle C sub 1 is going to be 100.10759 degrees. Which then we can do the sine of 32 degrees all over 5 is equal to the sine of 100.108 degrees all over side C sub 1. So side C sub 1 then is 5 sines of 100.108 degrees all over the sine of 32 degrees, which is going to be 9.28896. Agree with me so far on triangle number 1. Okay. Then we have to go to triangle number 2. Angle A, oops, wrong color. Angle A sub 2 is going to be 180 degrees minus angle A sub 1. So that is going to be 180 degrees minus 47.8924 degrees. So that's going to be 132.10759. Be quiet over there, young speaker. We'll get to you in a minute. Degrees? The speaker just went on. Later on when you're doing work, I'll be playing some tunes for you. Then angle C sub 2 is going to be 180 degrees minus 32 degrees minus 132.10759 degrees, which is going to be 15.8924 degrees. Then I'm going to scroll back up just a little bit. We did the work for side C sub 1 already, which means, oops, tap the brakes, wrong color, which means that the work has been done for side C sub 2. So this is going to be 5 times the sine of my new angle C sub 2, 15.8924 degrees divided by the sine of 32 degrees. So side C sub 2 then is 2.58371. Agree with me on that? Okay. So we started out with, help me out here now, angle A was 32 degrees. Side A, angle B, we started with angle B. Angle B was 32 degrees. Side B was 5. And side A was 7. So then angle A sub 1 was 47.892. Angle A sub 2 was 132.108 degrees. Angle C sub 1 was 100.108 degrees, and angle C sub 2 15.892 degrees. Side C sub 1 was, I'm going to scroll way back up, 9.289. Let's just scroll up right here. 9.289, and side C sub 2 is 2.584. Agree? Questions? Awesome sauce. So, here is your next one. Solve that triangle for me, please. So, on this particular one, I got angle. It is an angle side case, yes, but the opposite side is longer than the adjacent side, so there is only one triangle at the start. Okay? No need to check height. And then I got angle B is 27.331 degrees. Angle C is 112.669 degrees. And side C is 30.146. Questions on that one? 146. We only go to 3 decimal places.
Okay, well, either way, I got like the slightest bit different.
Because you rounded. I don't round.
I used the exact one.
Did you use answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I did something wrong. I got 30.
If you, well, you know what I mean? If you round, depends on how far back you round. You know what I mean? Like if you rounded here, then that's going to affect this one, which is going to affect this one. Yeah. So you got to. That's why we taught you how to keep it exact on your calculator as long as you can, or just write out more decimal points, because that'll minimize that offness at the end.
Yeah, I got like a 30.4.
Good. All right. Next one. So in this particular one, it's an angle side case, so we have to find the height, and the height turns out to be shorter than the opposite side, so that means that there are 2 triangles. Okay? And the 2 triangles solve out to be that. Angle B sub 1 is 56.443 degrees. Angle C sub 1 is 93.557 degrees. Side C sub 1 is 11.977. Angle B sub 2 is 123.557 degrees. Angle C sub 2 is 26.443 degrees. And side C sub 2 is 5.344. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? Good job. No questions? One more, and then I'll hand back your formatives. Go for that one. All right. This is an angle side angle case, so there is only one triangle, and so we just solve it normal law of sines, and we get angle Z is 105 degrees, side X is 75.715, and side Y is 48.603. Questions on that? You have a homework packet that you picked up last week. You can be working in that. Tomorrow we will start the law of cosine. So after tomorrow, you will be able to do all of the packet. Right now, you got to keep looking for you have that one complete fraction to solve your triangles with that fork, okay? So you could get into that packet a little bit. This week, Friday, you will also be having a formative, and we have updated the calendar in the back to show that we will also, a week from Thursday, we will be taking the law of sines, law of cosines test, okay? So that calendar is accurate. So you got a formative on the 6th, the test on the 12th, a formative on the 20th, and then a test on the March 3rd. Okay?